That is a pretty good wind.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
320, play through.
You're more than welcome to fly if you want.
Play 346 north of Brent.
Oh boy. That's a tight turn.
Put ILS 17 approach. Would you say that frequency again, please? If that was 4363 Lima, you should be at 120.65. Okay, 120.563. 080 up to 4,000, 8 kilo delta. 8 kilo delta, affirmative. You will all traffic. Sky right now is at 12 o'clock and 5 miles eastbound, level at 5,000 VC 45. 8 kilo delta, looks negative contact.
Alright, cool. Guys, fun, man. I think it'll be a good flight.
I'm in Pensacola, Florida to hang out with the gang at CoFlight along my way back to Texas. CoFlight has been an amazing sponsor to Aviation 101, and they make this awesome desktop and mobile app that helps you keep track of your aircraft's maintenance status. And for my dad and I, who use this airplane several times a week, it makes it extremely easy to check the status of the airplane at a glance. Be sure to check out CoFlight if you haven't. It's great for private owners, partnerships, clubs, flight schools, operators, you name it. And you can use code Aviation101 to get 2 months free when you sign up. This guy right here is Tal. He's the owner of CoFlight. Peyton here is Tal's daughter.
Well, I'm starting to get my pilot's license, or wanting to at least. I went with the marketing team at CoFlight, so we're just gonna go up and check it out, see how it is.
So the plan today was to put you in the left seat and let's go, do a low-level flight over the beach or something like that, and get you the kind of the feel for what stick and rudder feels like and what it's like to kind of be thrown into the environment of not necessarily just being a passenger in your dad's Baron, but hopping into the pilot seat, right? Well, that's not going to work today because of the low-level clouds that we've got. The ceilings really weren't going to get above 900 or 1,000 feet all day, so I opted for us to still fly, but I'll take the left seat and we'll go IFR over to Jack Edwards, Alabama, shoot an approach, and come back to Pensacola to shoot another approach. For an absolute beginner, flying an IMC is not a good intro to stick and rudder skills, so we decided to make it a weather proficiency flight for myself and go IFR. So it's only 28 miles from here, from Pensacola. So I filed an IFR flight plan. We're gonna pick it up here on the ground and I'll talk my way through the procedures and show you everything. Ask as many questions as you want.
Oh, I'm gonna ask plenty.
Perfect. So that's what we'll do. We'll taxi out, we'll take off, and we'll head over to Gulf Shores, Alabama, shoot an approach, get eyes on the airport, and say, okay, that's good enough. And we're gonna give it full power and climb back up into the clouds and head on back to Pensacola. And along the way, we'll play it by ear. If the weather looks like it's actually looking pretty good, we can cancel our flight plan and stay below the clouds and come back up the beach. Awesome. Come right in here and land. We'll just play it by ear. We'll do whatever we want. It's the beauty of flying your own airplane, really, right? It was a pretty bumpy ride the whole way back to Pensacola, and Peyton asked a lot of questions about flying, which was awesome, and I put her to work too by having her read the checklist to me. We departed Pensacola and shot the ILS 27 into Jack Edwards, Alabama, and we begin this video with a touch and go at Jack Edwards before heading back to shoot the ILS into Pensacola.
Fuel selectors on both?
And flaps. That's right.
All right, flaps are good.
We're good to go.
Sweet. That was a pretty nice approach. You can see how much we're crabbing here. Jack Edwards traffic, Skyhawk 80991 is on short final, runway 27. We'll make it a touch and go, and then we're going to be a right turn out to the north VFR. IFR, rather. See how much that wind is pushing us?
Yeah.
Alright, so the power is coming to idle. We got a pretty good wind here. Let the energy in the airplane bleed off. So we're going to straighten it out there, hold that rudder in there, and let the airplane just bleed its energy off. A little windy down here, isn't it? Alright, flaps coming up, and the carb heat's in. Airplane's clean. There's takeoff power. Airspeed's live. That is a pretty good wind.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it.
Oh yeah. Woo! Okay, so now we're off at Jack Edwards. We're going to make our right turn to 360 up to 1,700. Jack Edwards, traffic Skyhawk 80991 just off runway 27. We're making a right turn out, climbing through 300 feet. We'll be heading 360 IFR.
Jack Edwards traffic, FAA vehicle entering the movement area will be traveling eastbound on Alpha, Jack Edwards traffic.
Pensacola approach Skyhawk 80991 1000 on the mist.
Skyhawk 80991, Pensacola departure ident, Pensacola altimeters 29993.
2993 ident 80991.
991 radar contact 2 miles north of Jack Edwards, climb maintain 3000.
Up to 3000 80991. Alright, so we're going to hold this heading and we're climbing up to 4000.
Are we going to take the beach route or head straight back?
I think we're going to have to head straight back.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the weather and I'm like, wow, we're actually going to have to fly through some rain.
Jet 03, turn right heading 060, descend and maintain 1,500. 5 approach course.
This is where I was going to get freaked out because you really don't know where you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's all flying by reference to instruments. I mean, I've got, you know, a sky and a horizon here.
991, turn right heading 030 and contact approach 119.0.
030 1908
Take 3905, your radar contact.
Pensacola approach Skyhawk 80991 3100 climbing 4.
Skyhawk 80991, Pensacola, direct expedite climb to 4000.
We'll give it the best rate, 991. Yeah, we're actually in some legit rain now.
Oh yeah. So if you wanted to fly up, could you, or do you have to get permission to do that?
So for this flight, we filed.
Number 099. Pensacola, you wanted an ILS 17 full stop, is that correct?
Yeah, that was pretty broken, but barely readable for 991. Yes, we are requesting the ILS 17 full stop.
November 80 991, just to verify you did have information to Victor, correct?
Oh, we can get Victor here in just a second.
Okay.
November 80 991, roger. Just advise when you have that. You can expect lower than 10 miles.
Expect lower and 10 miles, 991, thanks.
That's 59, Charlie, looking for lower. Stand by, I'll give you a number for that.
Huh?
You having fun yet? 80991 has Victor.
November 80 991, roger, thank you.
Vectors. And we'll go ahead and we'll just load it for now.
What is vectors?
Vectors is when basically the controller is going to steer us to intercept the path. On that last approach, we did not get vectors. We were basically told to go directly to a fix, and then we intercepted ourselves. So they'll probably give us vectors, but we'll be kind of ready for anything here.
Altimeter 2903.
You're more than welcome to fly if you want while we're kind of in the clear. I said you're more than welcome to fly if you want.
Oh, no. I think so we're in the clear with storms.
Well, not quite. There's just, I think some of this stuff is just light rain that's building up. I wouldn't want to go into that one. That would probably be like an elevator. It would push us up. Okay, so we are being vectored now, so I'm going to hit procedure and activate vectors to final. That goes green, and now it's pointing straight into the runway at Pensacola.
Stand by, I'll switch you over to Eglin in just a moment.
I'm going to hit activate vectors to final. And we're now being vectored. And I'll consider that approach briefed. There's our little airplane showing up.
Is moving to the northeast. Eglin will keep you advised.
59 Charlie, we'd like to deviate around it. Fire 34.
Flyer 34, did you have information, Victor?
Paperman, we have Victor.
Thank you.
So what's the magenta line right there?
That was basically just
extreme precipitation now.
a direct point from where I hit the button to our vector to final point.
Okay.
So basically what we're paying attention to here is this magenta line,
Okay.
and they're vectoring us right now to intercept that. So right now we're in the hands of the controllers.
Kind of makes me laugh that you knew that color was magenta. I feel like most guys would be like, it's pink.
Well, it's actually a uniform thing in in aviation. Yeah. So you got green, which at least on Garmin, green means that it's coming from a VHF radio signal.
Okay.
Magenta means it's coming from. So like if I switch to GPS, it went magenta.
That makes sense.
Magenta means GPS. Yeah, we're in a little bit of precip here. Looks like we're about to pop out of it. There it is. And then like the blue here, cyan.
Alright, November 4850, remember deviate left or right.
And then that's uniform. That's magenta is kind of the uniform color for a GPS course.
34, turn left heading 320.
Left 320, play 34.
Would you ever fly commercial?
Like for the airlines?
Yeah.
No. I've gotten that question a lot, and I did give it some serious thought for a little while, but I just can't see myself doing that. I do fly bigger stuff on a contract basis, but I have a lot of freedom with that. I can say no if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Or if I'm free that day, okay, yeah, fine. We'll go fly.
Down 1,700, clear 34.
So technically I am a commercial pilot because I do fly for money.
November 0991, descend to maintain 2,700.
2,700, 991. We're going to expedite.
November 0991, you can expect vectors across, possible vectors across final for space. You can be number 2 behind us, lattice, it's 2 o'clock, 6 miles.
Roger. So what she basically said there is you can expect to be vectored across the final. So we're going to actually see that, like, we're going to blow through it and cross it. And then she's going to bring us around on the other side for spacing, because there's another plane in front of us that she wants to get in first.
Okay.
Flight 34, turn 10 degrees left.
10 degrees left, clear 34. Pensacola departure, citation 508, Kilo Delta Cessna 1,200 for 3. Yeah, we're running it.
508 Kilo Delta, Pensacola departure, radar contact, turn left heading 080, climb and maintain 4,000.
Alright, so we're leveling off.
991, turn right turn heading 180, intercept the localizer inbound.
Alright, right to 180, intercept the localizer, 991.
Flight 34, you're 6 north of Brent, turn
Oh
left
boy.
heading 190, maintain
That's a tight turn.
1,700, to establish on the localizer, clear ILS, runway 17 approach.
Yeah, we're actually going to go through it just a little bit here.
1,700 to establish.
She knew what she was doing. That's why she warned me.
508 Kilo Delta, turn left heading 030.
To 030, Kilo Delta.
Alright.
So why did she do that?
Perfect. So it was for spacing. She thought she was going to have to take me a little bit further in, or a little bit further on the other side. But I mean, just like that, we actually intercepted it. We didn't even go through it.
Okay.
So,
50 Kilo Delta,
yeah, she did that on purpose for spacing. She didn't want us to be too close to that plane in front of us. Basically, we're lined up with the runway now. The runway's somewhere out there.
91, 6 north of Brent, cleared ILS, runway 17 approach.
Cleared ILS 1780991. Alright, so we're cleared. So now we're just waiting for that glide slope to come in again. And then that's going to guide us down to the runway.
Okay.
You say deviate to the south at table is direct destination?
Take 395 affirmative right now.
And you notice the plane doesn't have any windshield wipers.
Look, it's a rainbow.
Fairly quickly.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Cover that right now.
You got all this? You ready to get your license now?
You have a lot more to learn.
Getting your license, your pilot certificate it is a license to learn. I mean, like once you get it, you're not done learning.
Yeah.
I learn something new every time I fly.
How long's the time frame of actual training period?
It depends on how fast you want to train, like how often you can train.
Is it both in class and?
Yeah, so there's a ground school. There's ground school portions of it, then there's portions in the plane.
Okay.
I like to say that the plane is not a classroom, so you shouldn't be teaching, like actually teaching stuff in the plane. It should be used as a tool to apply the knowledge, the knowledge and the skills. But if you wanted to like fly 2 or 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and really like hit the books and all that kind of stuff, you could get it done in probably 4 months, 5 months.
November 991, Connect Tower 119.99.
19.9, good day, 991.
Good day.
I'll switch to tower. Pensacola Tower, Skyhawk 809991, ILS 17.
November 809991, Pensacola Tower, runway 17, clear to land.
17 clear to land, 991.
FA 76 ground.
So we are intercepting the glide slope now, so we're slowing down. I like to see like 75 knots.
FA
when we're on our way
77,
down.
cross taxiway Alpha, and just hold short of runway 17 at all times.
And we're looking for 320 feet on the altitude. If we don't see the runway by 320 feet, we'll be straight out to 600 right turn, up to 3,000 back to the VOR, but the weather should be just fine. We should see it like 1,000 feet off the ground.
So if you don't see it, you have to turn back around and redo the...
Yeah, basically we go full power and pull the flaps up and everything, and basically just climb out and climb up and over the airport, and then according to this, we'd make a right turn and continue to climb, and basically, yeah, come around and try it again, or go to a different airport, which is what we call an alternate. Yeah, you just got to figure it out.
So if I took hold of this...
yoke.
What'd you call it?
The yoke.
A yoke? Would this control, and my side control the whole...
Yeah, I mean, you're like you notice they move together. They're mechanically linked. I got the runway in sight. There's the runway. All right, so we are done with the pre-landing checklist, and we're all configured. We're crossing the final approach now.
Car departure 716
Easy peasy.
Yep. Nice and easy flight. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's nice to just get up and go. I like getting up into the weather and kind of getting some experience with the weather.
2 mile final runway 17.
Alright, 2 mile final, we are stabilized. The pre-landing checklist is complete, and all of our lights are on.
So why do you need the lights on when it's daylight?
Just so we're as visible as possible.
Okay.
The landing light is actually is pretty bright. So I mean, somebody standing down there on the runway, they would be able to see our landing light pretty easily.
Okay.
Whereas if it wasn't on, we're so small that they may not even be able to tell that there's an airplane out there until we get closer. It's a very long final approach. When we got a strong wind like this, you just kind of watch. It's like watching paint dry. Watching the runway get closer.
It affects the plane so much, you wouldn't think that.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've got a pretty good headwind right now. It's about 20 knots. Okay, so we're just going to let that glide slope slide underneath us here since we've got the runway in sight. I'll actually show you here, if the weather was bad enough, we could still be in the clouds right now. It'd be right here is where we'd see the runway.
Really?
Yeah. That's how low this particular approach allows us to go. Do you feel that downdraft?
Yes.
That's all it was. It's like a choppy lake. It's just air moving. All right, let's get the power to idle. We're going to kick that left rudder, straighten it out, and we're just going to hold it right above the runway until it stalls and falls down to the pavement. Come on. There it is. That's a product of the gusty wind.
We made it!
We made it back.
Cessna 991, turn left taxiway Delta and remain this frequency. Taxi to parking via Delta Charlie.
Delta Charlie to the ramp and with you, 80991.
High five.
Made it back.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'm always talking about currency versus proficiency in the videos, and I feel like this is a pretty good example of that. I've been flying IFR a lot on this trip, so I'm obviously current and legal to fly IFR, but it's really important to be proficient in flying around real weather too. When we noticed the weather wasn't exactly cooperating, I saw a good opportunity to get 2 real approaches that will keep me in actual IMC past the final approach fix, and that's what we got. Well, that was a fascinating flight.
Yeah, it was great.
Definitely a day to kind of knock the rust off weather flying for me. That's a pretty good example of what real world flying is.
Okay.
A lot of people go through training and they're used to VFR stuff and just being in good weather, and they have like a crosswind limit by their instructor, so they only fly on days with good wind and all that kind of stuff. Today was kind of gusty. It was IFR, convective stuff around. We went, shot an approach, did a touch and go, and then got back up and headed back. So that was real world.
I think I'm ready for a solo.
Yeah. Let's not in this plane. No, just kidding. I'll definitely be back in Pensacola to hang out with CoFlight again soon, and I haven't a doubt Peyton and the rest of the CoFlight crew will be in more videos soon, so stay tuned. Again, be sure and go check out CoFlight. If you're an owner or operator of one or many aircraft, this product will make your life easier. And be sure to use code AVIATION101 on sign up for 2 months of CoFlight free. They've been an awesome sponsor to Aviation 101, and I'm honored to be working with them. The full-length cut of this video is already up on Cockpit Club, so if you'd like to support the channel, you can sign up at aviation101.com and get access to all of the exclusive full-length videos and more. You can also shop merch and gear on aviation101.com as well. Until next time, everyone, you know the drill. I want you to stay happy, healthy, and current, and most importantly, stay proficient. We'll see you in the next one. Fly safe.